Before I begin, be honest. Has this ever happened to you? You wake up in the morning, everything looks normal. The same room, the same house, the same person beside you. But inside, there's a feeling that something isn't right. You can't explain what it is. You can't point to anything specific. But the feeling doesn't go away. If you've ever experienced that, this story is for you. Well then, my dear listeners, I'll begin. Mina woke up at 6:42. Her alarm was supposed to ring in 3 minutes. She got out of bed calmly, walked to the bathroom, looked at herself in the mirror. Nothing strange. The same bedroom, the same sink, the same morning routine. In the kitchen, Daniel was already pouring juice. "Good morning," he said. "Morning." She opened the refrigerator, took out a carton of orange juice, and paused. It wasn't the right one. Not the brand. Not the packaging. She looked closer. "Why is it a different juice?" she asked calmly. Daniel looked at her, confused. "What do you mean, different?" "We always buy Brooder, the one with the blue packaging." He frowned slightly. "Mina, we've been buying this juice for the last 3 years." She went quiet. She clearly remembered the blue carton. She remembered the taste. She even remembered once confusing it with pineapple. But the carton in her hand was different. "Okay," she said. "Maybe I'm mixing it up." She tried not to overthink it. But the feeling didn't disappear. Everything looked normal. An ordinary morning. An ordinary day. And yet, something wasn't right. That same day, she drove to the grocery store, just to check. She walked through the entire drinks section. No Brooder. Anywhere. She asked a store employee, "Do you have Brooder orange juice?" He shook his head. "I've never heard of it." She asked another. He shrugged. "That brand doesn't exist." Mina felt a quiet wave of anxiety rise inside her. She remembered it. Clearly, that evening she told her husband, "I think I always liked a different juice." Daniel smiled gently. "You've been tired lately. Maybe it's just stress?" He hugged her, kissed her. The kiss was soft, normal, but it felt unfamiliar, like everything matched, except something was slightly off. The next day, she made an appointment with the psychologist she had seen a year ago. He listened calmly. It could be stress, fatigue. Sometimes the brain inserts details. But I remember it clearly. "Memory isn't always accurate," he replied. She nodded. Maybe she was exhausted. Maybe she imagined it. A week passed. Nothing unusual happened. She worked from home, illustrating children's books, drank tea, laughed with her husband. The strange feeling slowly faded, almost disappeared. Exactly 1 week later, she woke up again at 6:42. She sat up and noticed her pajamas. She had gone to bed wearing bright red. Now they were burgundy. "Daniel," she said quietly, "was this pajama always this dark?" He looked at her. "You went to bed wearing that." "It was lighter." He shrugged. "It looks the same to me." She didn't argue. went downstairs, opened the refrigerator, and froze. There it was. Brooder. Blue packaging. The exact juice she remembered. "When did we start buying this one?" she asked. Daniel looked confused. "We've been drinking this for 3 years. You're the one who picks it." Mina felt the cold spread through her chest. A week ago, this juice didn't exist. Today, it was in her refrigerator. She drove to the same store, the same aisle. Brooder was everywhere. On sale. Large display stand. Entire shelf dedicated to it. She walked up to the same employee. "Has this juice been here long?" He looked at her strangely. "It's one of our most popular brands." Mina stepped outside. Now she knew. This wasn't memory. This was something else. And that was when she noticed a small, esoteric shop she was sure hadn't been there before. The sign read, "Second Thread." She stopped, and for the first time, she felt real fear. Because if juice could disappear and reappear, what else could change? Mina stopped in front of the door of the shop called Second Thread. She didn't believe in magic. She didn't believe in mysticism. She didn't believe in esoteric things. The only logical explanation for everything happening to her was simple. Something was wrong with her. Maybe she was losing her mind. And she didn't want to admit that. But if she was already considering the possibility that she was going insane, why not consider something else, too? She took a slow breath and pushed the door open. A small bell chimed. Inside, it was unexpectedly cozy. The air smelled like Indian incense, or maybe Tibetan. Mina wasn't sure. Soft, meditative music played in the background. Something like singing bowls mixed with faint metallic tones. The atmosphere pulled her into a strange calm. Shelves were filled with tarot cards, runes, candles, natural stones, and objects she couldn't even name. She felt like she didn't belong there. She was an illustrator. She believed in composition, structure, logic, not destiny, not signs. She walked toward a bookshelf and began reading the titles. Multidimensional consciousness, branches of reality, memory loops. It all felt like something from a movie. "Can I help you, dear?" The voice was gentle. Mina turned. An elderly woman stood there, silver hair, calm eyes, a surprisingly warm presence. "No, thank you," Mina smiled politely. "I just came to look around. I've never been in a place like this before. I don't even know what to ask. Lately, She trailed off. The woman was watching her in a way that made Mina uneasy. "Does it feel like something isn't right?" the woman asked quietly. "As if you're not living your own life?" Mina froze. "Yes," she whispered. "It's a strange feeling. Everything looks normal. My husband, my house, my work, my books. But something isn't right. How did you know?" The woman smiled faintly. "Everyone has abilities, dear. Some people cook extraordinary chicken. Some design magnificent bridges. What do? I illustrate books. I'm an artist. An artist, the woman corrected softly. And I see what is hidden. She tilted her head slightly. I think I know what's happening to you, but I'm not sure you're ready to hear it. Oh no, Mina said quickly. I am. A week ago, my favorite juice didn't exist. Today, it's in my refrigerator. The only rational explanation is that I've lost my mind. And that's the last thing I want to believe. The woman nodded. All right, I'll help you. But promise me you'll try to listen without dismissing it. I'll try, Mina said. I can't promise, but I need some kind of explanation. The woman gestured toward a table. It was covered with a red velvet cloth. Natural stones were arranged neatly across it. A large white candle burned in the center. Beside it lay an old deck of cards. Mina sat down. It felt unreal, like she was watching herself in a film. The woman began laying out the cards slowly, calmly. There are different versions of reality, she said. I'm not a physicist. I can't explain the formulas. But sometimes consciousness can move between branches. Mina didn't interrupt. In your reality, something terrible happened. And somehow, your awareness shifted into another version of your life. And this hasn't happened just once. Mina lifted her eyes sharply. It happened twice, she said quietly. For 2 weeks in a row, I wake up every Monday at 6:42, and something changes. The woman studied her carefully. What do you remember before that moment? Mina frowned. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I remember clearly. But the weekends, I barely remember anything. The woman nodded slowly. Each week, something dangerous happens to you, and your consciousness moves you to a new branch where that event hasn't happened yet. A cold sensation spread through Mina's chest. So what do? You have 1 week to understand what threatens you, who the danger comes from, and to change it. And if I can't, the woman held her gaze. Then you'll wake up again at 6:42. Mina swallowed. And it just keeps going? Until you break the loop. Silence filled the room. If the shift happens again, the woman added, you must come here and say the words, quantum transition. Every version of me will understand. Mina blinked. Why? The woman smiled faintly. Because I was once where you are. The candle flame flickered. Now go, dear. You don't have much time. Mina stepped outside with her head spinning. She bought incense, a few protective stones, as the woman suggested. It felt absurd. But if there was even a small chance this was real, she needed to investigate. Every week, every Monday, 6:42. Why couldn't she remember the weekends? What was happening before each shift? With those thoughts, Mina walked back home, and for the first time, she looked at her husband, not as comfort, but as a variable. Because comfort doesn't rewrite memories, and comfort doesn't erase entire weekends. And suddenly, Mina understood something that made her body go completely cold. If reality keeps resetting, maybe it isn't protecting her. Maybe it's protecting someone else. And if that someone is sleeping in the same bed with her, then she has only 6 days left. On that note, the first part of the story ends here. If this beginning made you uneasy, good. That was the point. Subscribe so you don't miss the next part. Leave a like, and tell me in the comments what you think is really happening. Try to investigate it yourself. Who is the villain? What is the real explanation? I promise you, the truth is not obvious. Part 2 is coming very soon. I'm waiting for you, my dear listeners.